Good afternoon, Three Cushion fans worldwide. If you're watching YouTube and the Five&Six channel, we are going to bring you the conclusion of the Ankara World Cup. The final is the only match left, and the two players are JASPERS and Quyet Chien TRAN. And I'm once again joined by my friend and multiple world champion Torbjörn Blomdahl. Torbjörn, tell us about these two guys, something we don't know.
Yeah,
that's maybe a difficult question.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question, but I can answer just thinking about today. I can send the question back to you. Did TRAN miss more easy shots than Dick did? I think so.
It was such a different match. I mean, Dick was in a hard fight with Marco Zanetti, and both players were not at the top of their ability, making mistakes, playing defensive shots, awkward positions. I cannot really compare it with TRAN because he has such an easy style.
But he had almost no complicated positions in the whole match. All the way down to the end when he had 46 or something, he took some time to figure out the shot. It was a complete open match. And the other semi-final was completely blocked.
And unfortunately, Tasdemir was not at his very peak. So we had the lag. It's important, the lag. We have no equalizing inning. Matches to 50 points. Both players really like to start the match. But it's TRAN who wins.
Slight advantage is a little bit depending on how many points you score here. And
yeah, but we saw Tasdemir start with 10 and then dry up.
But TRAN responded quickly, and
yeah, he
never looked really worried and very confident. But I think too many sloppy mistakes, easy shots that he missed right after a very nice shot, and almost misses the break shot here. But that's a good side. If you hit the long side, you have better positions, and this is perfect.
And we can say he's been pretty lucky there to play a shot of medium quality and get prime position.
You put the red ball perfect, then you have lots of freedom how to hit the yellow, but as you said, he almost missed it. But this is a nice chance. I had one like that with horn and missed it. You should not miss these, because you have this position if you make them. Many times using a pretty long bridge, TRAN. No problem when you have such a wonderful cueing action.
He has the sweetest stroke. It's the envy of many players. But here he has a kiss. And only 2 points off the break, so that will be good news for JASPERS, who knows he will have to play a different match than the one against Marco Zanetti.
Yeah, I think he will not get away with such low average in this final.
Dick will have to return to his usual standard of play, where he is over 2 average almost always, because he cannot keep on escaping. Oh, that's a great opener.
Good
what
first
a
shot.
Lovely point to start his final with.
Do you think he has an advantage here? A much longer break between semi-final and final. TRAN only had like 35 minutes.
If I had the choice, I would always choose the 2.5 hour break over the half-hour break. But as you said, preferences can differ from one player to another.
Yeah, but still most players want the break. But one very important aspect in this psychologically very difficult game, you can overestimate your advantage.
That's true.
By starting to think, oh, he had no break, so he will probably play bad. That's very dangerous, because no guarantees for that.
And JASPERS puts in his first real mistake of the match. That one was, he hit way too much ball.
Very wide mistake. But you know you're going to leave something difficult. Maybe you lose concentration just a little bit. You have to concentrate on making every point. However, doesn't matter how difficult.
TRAN finding the gap.
And Jaspers finding a nice position.
Now it's not just this tournament where Dick Jaspers wins matches that he really should have lost or could have lost at least. It was also in Sharm el-Sheikh where he was in trouble a couple of times. Other guys playing really well against him, but in the end it was still Dick winning by small margins, winning with averages that are not really what he usually does. And at some point you have to say it has to stop somewhere. He has to get to his best level or lose.
Fact still stays, he is the strongest when it gets important.
Oh, absolutely.
He wins because the other players never make the last point, and then you just win by 50-49 because they can't find the last point.
And he can.
Seems to always find it. He didn't. He missed the first match point, which was an easy shot. I talked to him, he played it 4 rails and almost made it on 3. He was surprised, he said, how short it came. And now he's looking really good here in the beginning.
But you know, he had to produce another run. He needed 8 with his opponent on 49. And he came up with 7. And
the first one was difficult, and then positions opened up, and
yes,
he got some easy ones, some almost sure points. And
first shot was that draw in, that banana-like shot.
Yes.
With lots of quality. Kiss avoided. And then everybody was thinking, oh my God, he's going to run 8 again. He's going to do it again. And he almost did.
This was a tricky position. He underestimated it a little bit. He could not use full English there. He had to hold back a little bit.
Yeah.
Thinner hit was not really a good choice, I think, because of the kiss, but maybe I'm wrong about the kiss. Yeah, thinner hit might have been really close to the kiss, so he needed to hit it like that and hold back on the spin. He's so strong in the end of the matches, so he doesn't have to care too much about some mistakes. He knows he always gets some chances in the end. But I'm not sure about TRAN, because TRAN does not. He's not the type of guy who misses the match points. He did miss one in the end there, easy shot in the end, but
he did.
Normally he's super strong.
But you have to say he also came up with an absolute screamer just before the end of his match with Tayfun Tazdemir, where he put, you know, with the shot he played long short.
Yeah.
That was just
amazing
so
shot.
Courageous and so well hit.
Unfortunately, he missed the next, which was an easy shot, so put a little bit of grey color to that nice shot, but then he got a little kiss on a shot, and in the end he beat Tazdemir, who had been playing so great here during the tournament, that didn't reach that level in the semi-final.
No, Tayfun will probably, he's a very honest guy, admit that he didn't play his best match in this semi-final. Apart from the 10 in the first inning, too many mistakes, as Dick Jaspers always says. I made too many mistakes.
How about that for an up and down shot?
Yeah.
So much speed and still made it out of the corner. Unusual style here, because normally at that speed you don't have a double chance, but with a corner hit it's okay. Great shape here. Yeah, bad touch on the red. Will probably leave him a bad position or a worse position. Couldn't he have played this one just soft? Maybe not. Not a good bank shot, this one. he has to play a bank shot, and it's not going to be easy. Into that long cushion. Always.
Super sensitive if you're so close to the first rail you're hitting. Every little bit of variation in speed and English and stroke will make a big difference.
Oh, that's unlucky. Could easily have scored from the red, but too thin this time. Oof.
Good opportunity for JASPERS.
Another chance for a cross table shot.
I think it's a tough one, would you agree?
Didn't really get a good look at the angle. This should be okay. Doesn't need that very thin hit, so a little bit of left and should be okay.
That's just about perfect.
Took a very thin hit on the red there, so it slowed down and just went down to the corner. That might be useful for the next shot. Very thin this. And this is looking great. Only a little place in the corner to dive into with the cue ball. And I know Dick, he doesn't worry too much about that. He's an optimist. Playing against one of the most optimistic persons in the world, you said. Vietnamese people are the most optimistic
They
in the
are,
world.
statistically.
And Dick is very optimistic, I know that.
Up and down, maybe?
Kind of position where
Or
everything...
round the table.
Yeah, maybe 6 cushions.
Yes, round the table. With I see a lot of English coming, so he's going round the table.
Yeah, this is a brilliant choice. Perfect. Will we see the good Dick JASPERS in this final? We haven't seen much of him in the previous knockout matches. Only against Peter Köhlemans in the first knockout round he was...
That was
lethal.
a demonstration, but he could do it all by himself because Peter was not in a position to do anything about it. That was like a solo performance.
Peter Köhlemans, one of the new stars.
I think he has raised his stature considerably in the past 2-3 seasons, and his performance in Sharm el Sheikh was just impressive.
And he looked really strong here too.
Yes, he did. So
Actually won against Dick JASPERS in the group.
I think he had a
Didn't
draw and a win against Dick in Sharm el Sheikh.
And here he played against him too.
Once, only once.
Only that?
The big loss.
They were not in the same group.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
maybe I misremember. I am certain they played twice in Sharm el Sheikh. A win for Peter and a draw.
A very difficult ticky there for the Vietnamese, as you don't really know where you hit the ball, so it's difficult to judge which kind of speed you should use. A little bit thinner, it would have been okay. Not sure he wanted to hit that much of the red ball, but it was okay in the end. The red ball should actually go short long and not short short, I think.
I remember a remark made by Peter's grandfather, the famous Raymond Koermans, when Peter was about 1.25, 1.250. I heard Raymond say, I think he can grow to about 1.6, which would make him one of the best in the world, but not the best in the world. So he said something nice about his grandson, but he also acknowledged that he didn't see him as a new world champion. And now Peter has fulfilled the promise, because he is well over 1.5, 1.6 these days, doing many 1.7, 1.8, 2 average matches. So
he seems extremely strong and
yes,
confident and
doesn't make many mistakes.
Technically really strong. Good speed control. Oh, he thought he had missed it. Ooh.
He thought it was long.
Yeah, he had to eat something quickly, and even he has a friend in Vietnam. He wanted an autograph from me, and he fixed that too in the break. And,
yes,
and
I saw it.
surely a little bit extra stress, but this worked out fine. This is just 3/4 ball and full spin, cannot be missed. Make sure the red doesn't stay close to the cushion, which opens up a very good chance for a run here.
Whatever you do, don't put that red on the rail.
Still ways you can escape, but like this is so much easier. Now you can let the yellow run in there between the cushion and the red, go long, short, and down to this corner closest to us. And with a little bit friendly touch on the red, everything becomes easy. That was not very nice, but I think he's still okay with a draw shot. Little thin there on the red, but with his stroking abilities, he will try this draw shot, of course.
Not too deep, because you will be short.
Depends on how much spin you put in the cue ball. Does he
Oh,
carry the spin?
plenty.
Not really.
No.
Didn't use maximum spin on it.
You expect it to come down from that long rail.
But he plays it so nicely. Look, it was a bad position. It was far down. And he plays it softly.
So it's 9 points to 8.
50-point match. No equalizing inning. No shootouts. Just the player who makes the 50th point wins.
And the guy from Vietnam can win possibly his 2nd World Cup. And the guy from the Netherlands can possibly win his 26th World Cup. Big difference. Jaspers, of course, a much longer career. TRAN has been around for 10 years maximum. Jaspers has been around since 1991 in the professional region, a little earlier, but as a pro player since 91. So that's 31 seasons for Dick Jaspers. Ooh, kiss there.
Might get away with it. Slowly, slowly the draw shot from red disappears. Not looking the same as in the semi-final. TRAN was very cool, collected. Now he looks a little stressed, a little worried. surely no advantage to have such a mini break between the matches.
Very high in the cue ball, this. Round the table. And he's looking at that kiss, and he has avoided it.
Well played. He needed a little thinner hit with a high English to slow down the object ball and accelerate the cue ball, and that was the right solution in the end. If he plays it lower and more ball, he will have much more risk of kiss then.
Yes, but he didn't have much luck in his touch on the third ball. That could have worked out better.
This doesn't look like so much fun. He tried a speed shot with left.
Yes. Pass it on the long side and make it short in the last two rails.
Very quickly decided to do that, not to force himself to use a timeout early in the match.
No, he doesn't want that. Dick always wants to have one or two in reserve.
Yeah.
Which is good policy.
Of course. I have another one and I can't really... I must take a timeout when I think I need one. Because I'm much faster player than Dick, so I can live without the timeouts in the end of the match. Mostly. I tend to take a timeout when I think it's worth it, you know, when you can figure something out. And
maybe you can have a continuation of your run if you make a difficult point. Or maybe you are certain you need a safety. Where do I find the safety? That can be a thinking process.
Yeah, that's sometimes worth investing a timeout. But that position that he had wasn't really worth it, so it's better to try quickly, and that wasn't anything else that he could do. Very thin now, long, short. Right hand English. That turns into running English here in the second.
And he hit it just a bit too thin.
But it is the right shot to miss, I guess.
Just a little more ball. But of course you want to leave the white on that side of the table. Now TRAN a little bit hampered by the rail.
Not sure if he wanted to play over the red or under the red, but the most important thing about the shot is where the yellow ball ends up.
He had no chance under the red with that much English. It's never going to make.
But he also had little chance over the red, so
I agree.
That's why I feel that he just wanted to put the yellow down there and leave the other two balls far away. It's not that far away, but he got a little bit lucky there, I guess, because this is nothing easy here.
Jasper's not even considering a bank shot. He's going for this modern style.
Using reverse.
Wow.
Fantastic shot. This is the Dick Jaspers I know.
Fantastic.
We did not see much of that in the semi-final.
That's a shot many players didn't even know it existed 10 or 15 years ago.
Unbelievable ball control.
Now all the English, and again lots of English.
Kept the speed down to not force the red ball out of that central region. good to keep it there. When you have that ball in the middle, don't push it away too far. This is not so easy, but still should be okay for Dick. Two ways of avoiding the kiss here, thin or more ball. Takes a little more ball and avoids the kiss. And again, hitting that central ball. Now this time he pushes it to the cushion. Main goal was to just make the point here, make sure that the white doesn't kiss the red ball away, so no position play, but it's still okay. Two ways from the white.
It's a reasonably big target. The red is a nice distance away from the rail to make it a little bigger.
Pretty nice chance for a bank shot now, but I think he will prefer the 5 cushion of the red if he can be sure to avoid the kiss. Cue ball push it all the way to the corner, but what does the red do? He's not sure, so he goes for the bank shot.
I think he'll go for the bank shot.
Yeah.
Why is he playing the 3-rail bank shot and not the 5-rail bank shot?
Yeah, this is, you know, out and in the same line. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
You shoot to the corner and you play back to your own hip or whatever. It feels good.
In my view, he had a very acceptable 5-rail line to play a bank shot, but I'm certain you're right.
I think the 5 cushion, you have to ask yourself some questions there. How long is the table and how does the short cushion react? These tables tends to shoot out pretty long, and this shot that he played is not much you have to think about there. It's just straightforward.
Good.
And it's a shorter path.
That's true.
That is maybe the most important factor.
Now he's going for the long route. He has avoided the kiss, but is he long enough? Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Table does shorten up a little bit towards the end of the match, but this is still in the beginning.
I saw from Tazdemir a couple of misses short where he played natural lines, 3 or 5 rails with a lot of the second ball.
I remember a couple of them, but he slowed down his cue ball that much, so it loses energy and spin.
He missed a couple on the short side unexpectedly.
Dick was using some more speed to be sure that it's long enough. Good left-handed shot without changing the glove.
But he does have a bare arm, and we don't see that every day.
Yeah, he has come to fight.
We have one rolled up shirt sleeve. This is an unusual sight.
I know it's a bad joke in these times, but it doesn't look like he's going to take any prisoners today. Looking much better in this match than he has done for a couple of matches. So maybe we will see vintage Dick JASPERS in the end anyway. No, he mishit it. He felt it immediately. A little bit pity there because it was a huge white ball. Yeah, it feels bad to miss that good a chance to continue a run.
But the strange thing is we keep talking about a player who cannot hit his big form, and all he does is win.
Yeah, but 38-34 for Myung-Woo Cho in the group. And Cho got a horrible position, and then he ran out with 6 strong, but yeah, he escapes a little bit. Marco misses 2 match points. But in the end, it's always the same. It's he who makes the last point, and not the other guy. There were times that he had much more average than anybody else.
And he didn't win the tournament.
Yeah, and those times are gone now. Now there are so many players with high averages, so now it's really only about who will make the last important point.
You make a very good point there. I can, from memory, but I have it of course in my archive, I can point to at least a dozen World Cups where Dick had by far the highest average of the field, and he didn't win the event. That must have happened at least a dozen times.
But to be fair, he also had the highest average when he won the tournament, so
yeah.
I mean, it was a time he always had the highest average.
Yeah. Can you remember the tournament where he had over 3 average and he went out in the first round?
Yeah. Very bad mistake here. That is a very good cushion first position.
Yeah, that was a great chance. And what is happening here? A little conversation.
Yeah, maybe
with
the referee tried to give him the point, and he said, "No, it's 2 cushions." That's the only thing I can think about.
Yeah, but Dick will never take advantage of a mistake by a referee. He would never do that.
Strange controversy there. What are they talking about? Ah! TRAN has to go. Again, an extra break. Yeah, it was stressful for TRAN, finishing the match, ordering food quickly.
It happens.
And now he has to go.
But thankfully, these players are on good terms. They're not going to see it as gamesmanship. They're not going to think there's psychological warfare of any kind going on.
Maybe that's why TRAN looked a little worried. He needed something.
There are no games being played here. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar and somebody has to go.
A little bit less audience than it would have been if
Typhoon had been in the final.
Had been there.
Sure.
Also a little bit less noisy after good shots. You can easily understand that. Yeah, that was a quick one. TRAN is back. Let's see if he can compose himself and get back into this match. I can read lips. He said toilet.
Now this time it's TRAN who is below his usual average.
This is a tester.
Oh, this is not easy.
Very thin. And then in the end you have to gamble anyway. Do I get 1 cushion here before hitting the red? Very good try. Difficult, those technically difficult shots, and also mentally difficult, because you know, even if you hit it really well, you're gonna make a 2 cushion maybe. So you need to be very optimistic to play those shots with a good, good approach.
If they are in that position, that exact position that TRAN had, I will always try to play short, long, short. Hit it from below. And then if I hit it a little bit too thick and I get it from the long rail, I'll just thank my lucky stars.
Yes, and say sorry.
Sorry.
But I wouldn't even say sorry because I'm not sure where I hit that ball anyway. So it's just a gamble. So I'm gambling. You don't say sorry when you win in the lottery.
Maybe I'm not allowed to say that, but that's one of the shots I'm pretty good at. Hitting thin from distance and judging the line.
That's a fine advantage to have.
Now,
2 tickies in a row.
Yeah.
2 points for Dick Jaspers.
PBA style.
Would have been 4 points.
Now, he is not the greatest bank shot player in the world, Jaspers, but
He just made two in a row. The first was easy, easy-ish, and this one was much more difficult.
I like the word easy-ish. We'll keep that one.
Is that a new one? Does it exist?
You just made it up, but I approved of it. It's hereby sanctioned.
Speedy 5 cushion. Yeah, he's not going to play it softly, but he misses it.
Oh, he's short.
That's not good.
If that hits the short rail, he's missing it anyway, so...
I think he mostly missed the point in the first cushion because he has such high speed on the shot that the cue ball is jumping out of the first cushion instead of jumping out of the second cushion. He wanted that to make it longer. I guess he played it on 3 or on 5, so that's why I'm saying all this. But yeah, we're not sure about that. Very thin. I'm not sure it's thin enough.
And I think the table is shortening up a bit when I compare what I see now to what I saw yesterday and the day before.
It's a big difference between if you shots that you play into the corner like this one. Those tend to be really long, but if you're not in the corner, they shorten up a little bit. So it's not all shots, just some shots that shortening a little bit, but it's still wonderful material. Little change between the first and the last inning. That's, I think, for me, is the most important. To feel exactly where the balls are going. That doesn't change too much. Most things you can decide yourself with the speed or with the spin, but sometimes you're just depending on what the table does to the ball. This is a very nice soft shot for almost perfect position. You would need the white just 10 centimeters further, and then it's wonderful.
Even 5 would be helpful.
Now he still has work to do. Yeah, too much work for yellow, so he goes just 3 cushions.
Not a natural off the yellow.
Yellow will be dangerous. He will go short, long, and come back close to a kiss.
That'll do. He'll take that.
Yeah, this is a little bit lucky. Used a lot of extra speed, and what he gets is, I think, a 100% scoring opportunity. Maybe not. Full spin into the maximum corner. Will it be long enough? Missed the corner. Fell into the trap there a little bit.
He had 3-4 centimeters to spare.
Yeah.
And they were essential.
Yeah, and this is the one that you can write down already, I guess. He's hesitating.
What is he looking at? Short, long, long?
Yes, it's a sure point. Just throw it into the corner. I think it cannot be too short, so... Oh no, he's not even playing it.
He's going the long route, and
that's
he's
crazy,
made it.
but so good.
He's made it.
Why didn't he play the shot?
I don't see that. It looked so much easier the other way.
Maybe we have a wrong angle here on the table,
it's possible.
but that was very strange.
Another one we can ask later.
Maybe he just wanted to play a slow shot for position. That's also possible. 5 cushion now with reverse. Or can he use right hand English here for 7 cushions? He tries it, but is it long enough? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And there we have answer to your question before. I don't think the table is playing short.
Well, maybe I didn't intend to say short. I intended to say
shorter.
A little shorter than it did yesterday.
It's also depending on the set of balls you get, because not all tables have been used all the time. So some balls are used more than others. That can make a little difference.
All balls are equal, but some balls are more equal than others.
Yeah, some balls are older than others.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a difference. 10 matches or 2 matches, you might get a set of balls which is much newer than another.
Gritting his teeth is the world #1.
Yeah, you see the difference. He's not talking to himself in this match.
He's a different guy, but he has amazing powers of recuperation. I remember a World Cup where he played an absolutely dreadful semi-final with 1 average. And then he came out in the final against a certain Swedish gentleman, and he played like 2.7. He can go to the dressing room, recuperate, repair, do the mental work, and be a different guy an hour later. That's what he can do.
I remember a final in the European Championships. He also had a difficult semi-final there. Didn't play that well, so I thought I had great chances to win the final, but he won 3-0. He averaged 6.8 or something like that. I don't really remember. It was a...
Well, it was 5.8, but it
very,
was
very large number.
Unbelievable final in 2008 in Florange, the one you're talking about.
I don't really remember who he had in the semi-final. Was it Francis Connaisson or somebody like that? It was...
I don't remember.
He had a struggle, I remember.
Yeah.
And then in the final he was unstoppable.
Yeah, made 34 points without a miss. It was in set system, so it doesn't count as a world record for high run, but he did make 34 points without missing against you in that 3-0 win.
I remember that match. I had 5 average after 2 sets and I was trailing 2-0. That's not a reason to stop playing billiards, but it's kind of awkward.
I think you once told me you called your dad after the final, and your dad said, "How did it go?" And you said, "Well, I played 3 average." And your dad said something like, "Well, congratulations on your title then." "No," said Torbjörn, "I lost 3-0.
Yeah. That's things that you don't want to remember when you lose with 3 average. But
well, but they make great stories.
You know what is the worst? 3.8 or something. What was that? Jaspers Codron? Somebody lost with a
Jaspers is the only one who lost with more than 4 average.
Even more than 4.
Yeah, 40-25 in 6 innings against Semi in Labor.
That's another match. So meanwhile, this is the normal Dick Jaspers.
Yeah, Dick is back to business, back to his normal average.
bottom of the 11th inning, he has already 26 points, approaching 3 average. That's the normal Dick Jaspers. And he's also looking completely different. He doesn't look worried at all. Looks calm and positive and confident.
You were the first player ever, Torbjörn, to lose with 3 average.
Raymond Keulemans, 50-39 in 13.
In
Krista Kelly. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. That's very nice of you.
I will come up with stories like that every once in a while, just to annoy you.
I think I have to limit my friendship with you here.
Yeah, yes.
Starting to be...
The anecdotes where you come out on top, I reserve those for moments when you're not around.
That might be good for me too. 7 cushions? No, he goes for 5 directly, but this is
he has
nice.
to have it. Has to be long enough because there was no backup. No second chance, but he plays it very well, and he's unlucky with the way he hits.
No, but that was a very confident wry smile.
Yeah, but I mean the way they cling together now, the balls, that's not nice for him.
He's going to make this one. One way or another.
How?
Short, long, long, for a perfect safety if he should miss. Or he might even draw it out of the short cushion to play 4 cushions. Short, long, long, short. Needs an even thinner hit and makes even better defense.
Which one did he play? He's far off for this line. But it's a good run, and it's 28 points in 12 innings. We're going to take another break.
That's the second break already in this
Mr.
final.
TRAN can do PP again if he likes. He was playing the 4 rail there.
Yeah, sure. But not as thin as I thought he was, because now he leaves an open shot or a possibility even for TRAN maybe.
He hit a little bit too much ball for that line.
For the perfect safety and for the point. Thinner, he has a point. But still no position. Okay.
We will be back in about 4 minutes, folks. We are back for the second half of the final between Quyet, Chien, TRAN and Dick JASPERS. JASPERS has a big lead, 28 points to 14 in 12 innings. And Torbjörn, is he already a big favorite, or is it possible that TRAN makes a comeback?
I think Dick has found his rhythm here, and TRAN is far away from that, so this might be a short story. Nothing to write about.
I agree. TRAN is not as relaxed and focused at the same time as he was earlier. And Dick has found his second wind after that dramatic win over Marco Zanetti, 50 points to 49.
So all the people who were saying now Dick will win the tournament after he escaped in the group phases of the tournament by beating Myung-Woo Cho in the last round. Many people said now he's going to win the tournament, but it really didn't look like it. 2 wins, 50-49, and now they might be right, all those people.
And it was not just Myung-Woo Cho, but it was the 2 match points by Marco Zanetti. One of those you can call a mistake by the Italian, and one you could call unlucky.
Yeah, the last one was unlucky.
The 3-5 rail was really unlucky. The
first one was not a mistake.
First one
it was a pretty difficult shot.
Maybe not the best decision by Marco.
Desperately unlucky that he misses it as a 2 cushion. If he misses it long, he gives a very safe position away. So
exactly.
Again, 6
and
cushion.
Then we haven't even mentioned the Hang Jae Kim match, because it's not just Myung-Woo Cho and Zanetti's 2 match points. It's Hang Jae Kim's match point.
Totally, it was 3 pretty good match points that Hengjik and Marco together had. But I was just merely referring to what people said after that, after the group phases. Many people
now
came
he's
up.
going to win the tournament.
Yeah. And then he beat Peter Keulemans in the round of the last 16. And after that, he never looked like a tournament winner. Only he just won his matches by 1 point. But now he's back in the driving seat.
And he's playing like JASPERS again.
Yeah, now the position seems to just come by themselves. So
he's dominant. He's certain.
Quick and confident and dominant.
And if he is almost unbeatable when he's playing poorly, how hard is it to beat him when he's playing well?
Good touch there on the red. Opens up the position, nice line here to the red. Requires a little draw, but that's not at all a problem for Dick. He just takes a point in the first cushion and he goes there. Again, this combination about seeing the lines and getting the cue ball into that line as well. He combines those 2 things better than most. And just to remind everybody, this was no position play at all. He just makes the point, and now we can see what he gets. Pretty thin here on the red, don't you think?
Thin with draw, if he can reach.
Maximum thin. If it's maximum thin, it's easy. But I think it's way beyond that.
I think he can also play the shot off the white. He's quite capable of playing the thin shot off the white. Well, he's choosing
He's playing my shot.
2 rails first. Wow, I'm
full
surprised.
hit on the red, and it's a free point. Just anywhere more than half on the red is always a point. If you feel confident to hit that, it's a good shot. Perfect execution. Confident, very confident shot from Dick Jaspers. Not normally the way he would normally play that shot.
And the music to accompany all this is "I'm on the Top of the World," very fitting. This Carpenter's song.
Much more difficult than it looked like. First two cushions very close to each other, and that does things to the cue ball, and you need to control that. Might get a little curve, changes the spin of the cue ball. You see some nodding here in the audience.
Just makes the corner, just slides down. I think we have to make Mr. Jaspers a very heavy favorite now for his 26th World Cup win, because TRAN did not come out of the break with all cylinders firing. It's Jaspers who has recovered from his semi-final. It is TRAN who has suffered from it. The short break. Jaspers is truly the dominant player in this final. See how easy he is playing now. There's something carefree about him, something relaxed that was totally missing in his match with Zanetti. There's the run of 10 that Torbjörn said he always makes.
I'm sitting here between admiration and despair. What will we have to do to get rid of this guy in the tournament?
Yes. What do you have to do?
Winning situations for more than for 2-3 players: Cho, Zanetti, Hengjik Kim. They can't make the last point.
Finally, one slips by, so the run stays at 10, and his lead is now enormous. 38 points to 14. It will take something monumental by the Vietnamese to get back into this. He will need to have so much self-belief.
Is there space between the balls?
No, he can't miss it in between. Am I going to eat my words? No.
I feel that if there would have been space, he would have hit it.
He would have found it.
He's not really lucky in this match, but yeah, doesn't deserve that much luck. Not playing so well. But yeah, it's very few innings, so he hasn't made so many mistakes. Can he play this one on the right side of the red? Short, long, long. Doesn't seem like he's using all the possible English, so it should be easy.
And it was.
But you can never write him off. I remember 29-6.
And he came back then.
Came all the way back to almost win the match, but in the end it was a tie.
We now have a Korean player named Tai. There's a Korean billiard player in this tournament, and his name is Tai.
Really?
So what we now need next is a Thai billiard player named Kor.
Named?
Named Kor.
Kor. I know there is a tie here, but I thought it was Vietnamese.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Is it the Vietnamese guy?
The young
named
guy,
Thai?
23-year-old.
Oh yeah, okay. We need a we need a Thai player named Viet.
That's what we need.
Okay. Back to the match.
Pretty good player, by the way, this young Thai from Vietnam. We will see him again in the possible World Cup tournament in Ho Chi Minh City in May. There are signals that it will take place.
And if it will, I'm going to be there with the rest of the 5&Six team. Looking forward to that. Oh, that's a mistake by...
Bad stroking, he felt it. Something happened there in the stroke. That's very unusual.
And given the situation in the match, the big lead by JASPERS, you cannot afford mistakes like that. He's 20 points behind. He needs a couple of big runs.
Yeah, it's a run of 10 and then you're just 10 behind, so take it step by step. And by the way, when you have your run of 10, you can make the 11th as well, so...
Or you can play good safety.
My friend Nilsson made a run of 20 in this tournament. He was playing against Garcia. The score was 16-16 and he made his 20. I came into the room, I looked, where are the players? 36? Why are they not playing?
Yes. Well, it's the halfway break.
Yeah. And we had another match here with Eddie Merckx. He took his half match break at 39.
Needing one more.
Yeah. He played, he had a run of 21 from 18 to 39 and that was when he went to the break. He missed the last point
and the anecdote about the Nilsson match was that the referee made a mistake, and when Nilsson made the 20th point, the referee announced 30. And Nilsson couldn't help himself. He responded, well, in that case I've won.
Give me the check.
Give me the check. I won €30,000. And then he lost a little bit of concentration and missed the 21st point, which was difficult but makeable.
Little tricky three cushion here. Has he missed
that
it?
Escaped him. That was not an easy short angle, but you would expect him to get it.
Yeah, the problem with the shot was he needs just a little draw and his cue ball is a little close to the cushion. Couple of factors there making it maybe a little bit more difficult than it looks like.
Yes.
I would imagine a player like Martin Horn or Marco Zanetti, they would not miss that because they don't care about those little issues. And normally JASPERS makes those too. But not easy.
It's about those little adjustments you have to make when the line is not a natural. Like you said, it's just a little bit off. You have to do something to the ball, little draw, little follow. And that makes everything a bit awkward.
I think it's the worst shot that you can play, the shots that need just a little bit of draw. If you are far away from that object ball or your cue ball is on the cushion. Those are the worst shots, at least for me.
Now, given the way the tournament has gone, I would surely hope that TRAN can make some points. He really should have made that one. He is not busy winning the match at this point. He's saving face.
Ten and out, so we have 15-14. You want to bet on coffee? He didn't play it well.
Okay,
He made it.
I'll bet.
Okay, I'll take the bet, but He did not play that short angle well. Not even sure it's called the short angle, but too much ball and got a curve into the cue ball. Almost missed it long, but lost position.
Jaspers needs to come up with something special if he wants to please Torbjörn and run 10.
He's looking determined. Oh,
That's good.
made that look easy again.
That's a great shot.
I
Nice
remember
curve in the cue ball.
remember those situations where you sit in a chair. Look, he lost position. Yes, and you go. You take your choke. You're ready to shoot. But no, says Dick Jaspers. I'm going to make this shot. When he's in good shape, he really doesn't care about the position. He's just concentrated. So really concentrated on making the point. So he makes the difficulty disappear in his mind.
That's how he used to play Borgline when he was a kid, when he was 18, 19 years old.
I never saw that.
I played against him many, many times in 47 too. And like you said, oh, now it's my turn. He's lost position. Well, you thought he had, but he just kept making the points. Even as an 18-year-old. Still not in position. And 36 points later, he was still not in position, but he had not missed. And then the 37th point, he had position, and then came 100 normal points.
Here, this shot, his favorite, but awkward cueing, has to stretch over the red. He might have missed this one.
I think it's a little bit heavy, just a touch too much ball.
But wonderful speed.
But Torbjörn Blomdahl owes me a cup of coffee. That's the good news.
Probably the first one. I don't mean I never lost bets to, but I'm not very good at spending coffee for people. I should maybe improve that.
So here we go, 19 points to 43. This final looks like it's almost done, but modern three cushion, you never know. All these guys can run many, many points. The point is, I don't think TRAN really believes in it anymore. I think he has resigned to the fact that he's losing this match and that he has played a fantastic tournament with a second place. I don't think he really believes he can win.
Yeah, I don't think you need to believe. You just have to go to the table and try to make points. But of course, this is not a good situation against Jaspers. But I think you're doing yourself a favor if you let go and give up and just play a little. And maybe you make some points and then you can start.
But the way he played that last shot into the kiss, that told me that in his mind he's on the way home.
Yes, I feel that he was way too stressed in the beginning of the match. He looked so calm during the semi-final and came into the final really looking, almost upset.
A little bit jumpy.
Everything was so quick there between the semi-final and the final. Could start an argument about the timing here of the tournament. It's really short to have just
Just
an
half
hour
an
to
hour,
spare.
40 minutes is a little on the short side.
Yeah.
It's true.
Disadvantage is, of course, that if it's too long time between the semi-final and final, people might just go home if there's no Turk in the final. Good shot again from Jaspers. Does he make it? No, but the speed is good again, so another problem for TRAN.
Defense.
Yeah.
Perfect safety. Horrible shot for TRAN.
What is the worst comeback or the worst lost lead that you have seen?
Jaspers against Codron in IGP.
44-7.
44-7 in favor of Jaspers, and Codron wins 50-47. So he makes 43 points and Jaspers makes 3. That is, I think, the most spectacular comeback ever. And if you need more illustration of the fact that TRAN is out of it, it's this shot.
Yeah, it was just a gamble. He needed a thin hit.
Yep.
So
We don't blame you, Mr. TRAN. You are a fantastic, stylish, great player, and you have played a wonderful tournament. But we do not believe you can still win this final.
So Dick played 3 finals, and then in the real final, it's just a walk in the park. Until now. Let's say until now. 44-19 is still much better than 44-7. TRAN getting some support from the audience, and that was really close. 4 cushions here of the
What was the applause for, Torbjörn?
for to support TRAN,
Okay,
to give him a little push.
little boost. Come on.
Good shot. Red ball is going nicely. We'll leave the cushion open up for some good stuff. Sometimes you can just start playing really well after you have given up, because you relax just a little bit.
That's the reason many high runs are made in the equalizing inning. Because a player loses the tension.
Mhm.
Okay, it's over now.
And the first position is nice.
And the first position is nice, and maybe his arm is more loose than it was during the match.
Good touch on the red, but unfortunately yellow stopped there at the point. And that is not the middle of the table. Does not belong to the middle of the table, according to me. Has no way off the red, so he has to play this little awkward shot. Still very possible.
Played it
Nice.
well.
That's an easy shot when your cue ball is free out on the table, but coming from the cushion, not the same thing. Similar shot to the one Dick JASPERS missed now coming up. Probably needs to play the draw shot off the red here from the cue ball down in the corner. Can play yellow ball left side, maybe. Or even right side.
He's going
thinner and with less spin, okay.
right side of the yellow. He
Takes
doesn't
out
like
the kiss by hitting thin.
what
That's
is
a
that?
miscue. Miscue on a shot where you don't use maximum English, that's strange. He's playing with a big mushroom. You see his Q-tip mushrooming a lot. Well played. The red ball nicely controlled. Sent it on a long path to a good position.
And given his new chalk, it's a green mushroom.
At
Sounds
least
scary.
on top it's green and on the side is light brown. That's kind of mushroom you should not eat. So another brilliant tournament win from Dick Jaspers.
One of the most bizarre tournament wins of his career.
But it's not a surprise that he wins a tournament like that, being in trouble so many times.
I don't think anybody else could have won a World Cup that way. That extraordinary way.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody surviving all those situations.
Match points and opponents on playing for two and misses by half a millimeter.
Yeah. Another difficult shot here because his cue ball is close to the cushion.
It
it
that's
didn't
not
hit
long
right.
enough. That's another four-railer that he leaves.
Yeah, but his cue ball was so close to the cushion. Look at this. This is no fun. It's a long way up to that white ball. Cue ball can curve a little bit.
Still, I would have expected to get him to get that.
Yeah, normally he doesn't care if his cue ball is close to the cushion. He's at that too one of the best in the world. Doesn't find awkward cueing. Oh, this is wrong deviation for this shot. This one goes to the left if it goes anywhere.
It's drifting long.
And a safe point here for Dick. Don't think he will miss this one.
We are already in the countdown stage. Dick Jaspers playing for 4 for the title and his 26th World Cup victory.
Surprise, surprise, Dick doesn't play the 3 cushion, he goes 4 cushions around. 3 cushion is there for the taking. He decides it has a kiss and he takes the second option, which is also a nice one.
Playing for 3. His position as number 1 on the world ranking is of course totally safe. It would have been safe if he had lost in the quarterfinal or in the semi-final.
His ranking position number 1 is in cement and concrete and
he's
in everything what you can think of.
In no danger whatsoever because the number 2 on the ranking is Marco Zanetti and he's I think 120 points behind or something like that.
That's 1.5 World Cup.
Yes. It's 1.5 World Cups if the other guy makes no points.
Oh. Speedy table, but this time...
No, not that speedy. The one player who is going to lose many points is Martin Horn, because the points for Blankenberg 2019 will be deducted, and he was a finalist in that tournament. He lost to Javier Palazon.
Palazon, yeah. Me too.
But yes, you were a semi-finalist there.
Yeah, so I lost a lot of points too.
But Horn loses 54 points. That's a big chunk.
Yeah, but he took quarterfinal here, didn't he? He got some points too, 26.
That's 26.
Versus 28. So.
Three more for the man from Sint-Willebroed.
Playing this with full spin or just dead ball? No, dead ball, yes, of course. Should be easier than full spin. Too close to the corner for full spin. Yeah. Moderate amount of English here, using the speed to make it short enough. And this is...
He plays that like an amorti shot, like we said in the boat line.
You need to give a little bit of spin just to make sure that it's not too short, and then just a good push, and this is half ball and full spin. Cannot be missed.
Two playing for one. This is championship point.
So what looked like impossible turns into an easy win.
It was never really a final. We feel a little bit sorry for Mr. TRAN, who played so well.
From the first inning.
But he was never in this final.
But you also saw a humiliatingly strong Dick Jaspers, and confident and focused and much different from the previous matches.
Totally different player.
And a strong player like TRAN, he sees that too. And that might have been the last drop to, because his stress with the short time between the matches was already hurting him. So match point. Little 3 cushion. He was just waiting for the timeout sound. And there it is. 19 innings.
Congratulations, Dick Jaspers, on yet another World Cup win. One of the most incredible victories in his career, given the way he got to the final. Not so much the way he won the final, that was dominant Dick Jaspers style, but the way he got there was truly spectacular, surviving everything, every storm, every wind, every rain. He came through, he made the last point, not his opponent. And Dick Jaspers wins the Ankara 2022 World Cup. I am very grateful for Torbjörn Blomdahl's time and expertise. Thank you, Torbjörn. We will see you again at the 5&Six channel on YouTube. The next World Cup will be Las Vegas. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Sorry.